Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be showing you something we don't usually get to see here. That is a pre-owned Coachman Leprechaun. So normally we don't get these because we don't carry this line. We're more of a highline dealer, but I think it's important to highlight some of these really nice trades that we get in occasionally. And think about why this could be the right unit for you. There's a lot of reasons that I really like this unit. One, it has the same engine as like a Baystar, our Newmar Class A's. So if it can haul that big of a unit, certainly can handle this one at 24 feet 3 inches long, which is another reason that I really like this unit. It's nice and short, so you can park in places that you can't necessarily park with a bigger unit. Some other things, this can sleep 6 people. So in a small unit, you can bring a family with you and be comfortable, even have separate sleeping spaces if your kids don't want to share anymore. Like my kids are getting much older and they don't want to have to share a bed if they don't have to. So that's a really nice thing that they can do in this little coach. It's also a more simple unit. And I think we all know that the more simple the unit, the easier it is to learn and the easier it is to maintain. And then the last piece, of course, is the affordability factor. This unit is going to be a lower cost right from the get-go, but also through the years of maintenance, this is going to be a lot more affordable. You can get a Ford worked on pretty much anywhere, and you can even do some of this stuff yourself. So those are the basic reasons that I would choose something like this. We do have a 7.3 liter V8 Ford engine. That's the F350 for those of you who are familiar with that. And we do have 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, but we've got some really great niceties in here as well. We've got a generator on board that pulls straight from the gas tank. We also have a 200-watt solar panel already on the roof there. And once the wiring is done for that, you can just keep adding more. And it's a lot lower cost than doing a whole setup from the get-go. So those kinds of things are going to play into how easy this is to use, but it's also a modern unit. We're already pre-wired for Starlink, for example. So we've got a lot of things set up in here. Let's get into the livability of this unit. It was traded in and really not used. So this fellow just changed his mind, apparently. This was not my trade, but when I say a used unit is clean, this is not in that same category. This is a used unit that wasn't used. So it was titled, but it wasn't taken anywhere. So it's perfect. It's a brand new condition, but you're going to get that cost savings passed on to you. So up here, we'll start. This is going to be one of your 3 beds, and this is a really good sized bed. I like that this piece can be pushed back so that when you're just driving and not sleeping, you've got a really nice airy feeling cab here, and then when you do need to sleep somebody, you can just pull this piece out. There's a telescopic ladder that hooks in right here, and this is something I don't see in very many motorhomes, and I always wonder why. This is a little guard for people to not roll out, mainly for children, of course, but that's what that little piece is. And I just always think, why don't they all include that? Because it is a little bit of height here that would be a little scary to put little ones in, but that's got it, and then that just slides right back very easily. This is a nice, comfortable little area for people to sleep, though. Even 2 adults could easily sleep up here. Obviously, your TV is housed here, and that's the whole house's TV. So that'll swing out on that arm there. And you can watch it from the dinette or even from that back bed, because this is such a compact little unit. Everybody can see the same TV. We also have reading light here and an exhaust fan, and that's really going to help pull out a lot of the heat in the unit, or if there's cooking happening, it's going to help with that as well. All right, both of these front seats do turn around, and you'll see there's a little table sitting here. That is just super, super easy to pop out and put away. It's got a little folding leg, so I can just get rid of this when I don't need to use it. And then I've got the ability to get in and out of this cab very, very easily. A lot of these Class C's that are on the gas Ford They make it so that you have to really crawl into this front cab. This is just super easy to get in and out of, so I really appreciate that. But you can also have a little seating space to sit and have a sandwich or have a cup of coffee with your friend that you're traveling with here. So that's kind of a nice little deal. Now over here, this is our second bed setup, and there are extra cushions you can see that I've put back there that are going to go into this place. And if you'd like to see a video of that, I can send that to you. Today I just wanted to show you that this makes a really nice U-shaped dinette here. So a great place to sit. And then if you don't want this piece here anymore, you're done with it, you can just shimmy this back in, and then you have more area to move around in here. So really nice. You've got some really nice backlighting on this cabinetry here. Gives a really great ambiance to the area. And then a huge storage. All the way through here, there's no divider. Oh, and those even light up too. Isn't that cool? Over here into the kitchen area, we've got these really nice pull-outs that are built in. A couple of remotes in there. And then we've got even more storage up here. Some of our microwave components, your manuals are still housed up here. Really large sink for this size of a unit, I have to say. We've got a sprayer that comes out right here, and that's just going to work really well for you. Good size cabinet under here as well. This kitchen really is huge for the size of the unit. I mean, there's a ton of storage in there. Right here we have your propane cooktop, and we've got 3 burners there, and this can just be left up as kind of a splash guard there, keep things a little bit clean for you. And of course our manuals are all still here because this hasn't been used. Down here we've got your convection microwave oven, so that means that you can actually bake in there as well as just heat things up. Over here, again, back to that booth dinette, we have a little bit more storage under here. Every little bit counts in a motorhome, so that's why we like to show you every little bit. So here we have this is a really good size refrigerator freezer, but 10 cubic feet, and it's a 12-volt refrigerator, so really quite a bit of room to take your family camping. And then we've got another little storage place right here. Another thing that you don't see in a lot of motorhomes is this latch system. So if you have a child that's still in a car seat, that's actually going to come in real handy for you. Some of these don't have any place for you to put your kids that are in car seats. So it's always nice to see those when they're available. So we have a 15,000 BTU air conditioning unit already in here. That does include a heat pump as well. We also have a separate furnace unit in here that you can hear going right now. It was quite chilly this morning, so we wanted to get it a little bit warmer in here. Another great feature of this unit is we have a tankless water heater. So that means unlimited hot water as long as you've got water. So really nice feature. Now back here you'll see this is going to be the main bed area, but this is actually so cool because we've got a Murphy bed here. So easily can put this away and it locks into place, and then you'll see there's these round circles. Those are tie downs for any of your gear that you want to bring along with you. So if you wanted to bring some bikes, even motorized bikes, I think would fit back here quite easily. So you've got that available, so you can have this kind of a garage space going on. We have another exhaust fan here, which I would think would come in quite handy in the summertime, or if you are housing things that are maybe a little more stinky, like gas-driven bikes or things like that. We also have some more storage up above here. And then this is something very, very unusual. We've got it could be considered an emergency exit door, but also a great place to load and unload things. So I can easily get to the outside of the coach and vice versa, put things in when I'm outside. So that is so, so handy. Just have to remember to not hit your head like I just did. So we do have some little things here, USB ports, 110s. On the other side, we actually have another place that you could mount a TV as well and hook up cable there. I don't know that that's necessary in this small of a unit since you do have that other large TV, but that's a possibility right there. That's what all of that is set up for. All right, then moving into the bathroom. This is really well appointed. It's small, but it will definitely do the trick. So I'll step right in here and you'll see we've got storage here, and that's just a corner storage. We have another fan on the roof here. It's not an exhaust fan, but it will definitely open up and help air out this area. Little sink, and under here we've got some storage as well. And then our shower, pretty well appointed. I'm gonna just step in there so you can get a good perspective, and don't worry, we'll clean it before you buy it, but we've got a little detachable sprayer so I can move that around, place to put all of my shampoo and conditioner, and a nice sunroof or skylight here so that I can have a little bit more headroom, as well as some really nice light coming in here. And then we have this built-in shower curtain that's gonna help keep all of the water from accumulating, things like that. So nice to have that built in. And that is pretty much it for the inside of this unit. As I said before, quite simple, which means if you're new to motorhoming or you're getting old and tired of messing with stuff, this is really a good unit for you because it's simple. Some other little specs I'll go through real quick before we go outside. I did say we have 200 watts of solar, but we have 41 gallons of fresh water, 28 gallons of gray, 31 black, 68 pounds of propane on here. Our generator is run off of the fuel tank, so that's going to be gasoline powered. And we've got quite a few gallons of fuel on board here as well at 55 gallons. Now, real quick before we go outside, I want to show you some of the things that are at this entry door. They're just so easy to reach. This is your tankless water heater system, so you can just set the temperature there for that. Generator start stop, generator primes there. This is the hours that are on the generator currently, 10.4. Check your levels of all of your tanks and your batteries right here. So gray tank, for example, should be pretty much empty at this point. Water hump right here, or excuse me, pump. Your Wi-Fi, so that's just a Wi-Fi booster that's, already on here. And then this tank heater, that is going to be little heat pads that are on the water tanks. That does not mean that this is a four-season camper. You can't go out in the middle of the tundra in this guy, but this is going to help to keep those from freezing if you're out and it's a little questionable. So that's what those are for. We also have auto gen start, which is a very big deal on here. So if you're air conditioning, it's getting too hot in here, you can set that to, that's just an example, but you can set it so that it will start itself if it gets to that point. Then we have just a couple light controls, your awning, extend and retract. This is your solar controller. And then we have our battery disconnect right here. And this is something I haven't seen on any other coaches, but this is a great placement for your breaker box. So that's right there at the entry as well. And then your house batteries are housed right under this step here. Now, another thing you'll notice as we step outside, there is no powered step. And it's not necessary because this bottom step is so close to the ground, you don't really need a retractable step. But on the other hand of that, it's one less thing to break. So I love that. It's one less thing to deal with. Easy peasy. Now going to the outside of the coach here, this is going to be that propane tank we talked about earlier. And right next door, we have a little place to add more solar. So if you have a solar panel that's not attached to the coach, you want to be able to point it, say you're under some trees or something and it's too shady to get any good solar power, you can get one that's external and you can put it wherever you want, aim it wherever you want, but that's where that would plug in. So just know that that's a possibility on this coach. Here we have the back of that tankless water heater. Nothing really to see here. We've got some plug-ins here, so if you wanted to bring a TV outside or a smoker or something like that. Down here, this is a quick connect. That means that it's connected to your propane tank and will draw directly from there if you wanted to hook up a barbecue grill here. And then coming around to the back of the coach, we have 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. That means you could bring a little boat or some motorcycles or whatever it is you want through that hitch there. And then we also, of course, have this back door that we talked about that you can put even more things back here. So this is just the view from the outside of that door, and this can be kept open. There's a little place that holds that door open if you were to be loading or unloading a lot at a time. We of course have a backup camera that populates on a front screen when you're driving. We also have side view cameras for when your blinkers go on as well. So really safe to be able to get around back into a parking spot, etc. Okay. Moving over here, we have a really nice sized storage bay. This is a molded, like a rubber or plastic, something like that, which the only reason I'm pointing that out is because you can clean it really easily. So if you get some dirty stuff in here, you can rinse it out really well. Right now we've got your 30 amp cord in here, and that I'll show you where that plugs in just a moment, but that's just where it's being kept right now. Down here you can see this is where you're going to be dumping your tanks. So this is your gray pole and your black pole. And if this is something you don't understand, don't worry, we'll teach you how to do all of these things when you pick up the coach. But very, very simple. Obviously you just pull on the lever and that's going to dump your tank for you. This is where you would plug in that 30 amp cord that we were just looking at. Back right here we have an external shower. If you need to wash off your kids or your dog or your feet, whatever, your motorcycle, you've got that right there handy. And then over here we've got a really nice little water panel. Tank flush is going to be very important just for keeping those tanks fresh, but we also have the hookup for the water there that you can just have it pumping right into your city water connection. Again, we'll teach you how to do all this, just know it's there. This is just the back of your refrigerator, and also your gen start thing is right there. Or auto gen start, I should say, not gen start, because you can start your generator from in the coach or down here. Now this is your generator, and this was the first time I've ever seen this before on a motorhome, because normally we're looking at Cummins Onan, but this is actually really cool. A Yamaha 4500 watt generator. It has the inverter already built in there, so it's going to help it to be more fuel efficient. It's also going to keep it from overcharging or undercharging, all of that, because that inverter is already in there. So really, really nice system. It's also very, very quiet and pulls directly from that fuel tank, so you don't have to worry about another fuel source to make sure that it's all full for you. So that's pretty much it for this really, really nice and amazing condition Leprechaun. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Ask for me directly. I'm Teresa Crawley. I hope you have a great rest of your day.